The sea is calm. The sky glows faintly with moonlight. Just off the coast of Queensland, the Australian hospital ship AHS Centaur moves quietly through the darkness, her white hull gleaming under spotlights, marked clearly with red crosses. She is unarmed. She carries no soldiers, only the wounded, the weary, and those sworn to heal. Inside, patients sleep fitfully in narrow cots. Nurses make quiet rounds. Medics share tired smiles as the engines hum below. It's just past 4 a.m., May 14th, 1943. And then, the ocean explodes. A torpedo slams into the Centaur's side, just beneath the bridge. The blast tears through steel and bone, ignites the engine room, and shatters the hull. Within seconds, flames race across the deck. Men are flung from their beds. Bulkheads collapse like paper. The air turns to fire. The ship begins to list violently. Water rushes in. There's no time for distress calls. No time to lower lifeboats. The Centaur sinks in less than 3 minutes. In the chaos, some manage to leap clear. Most don't. Out of 332 people aboard, including doctors, nurses, orderlies, and wounded soldiers, only 64 survive. One of them is Sister Ellen Savage, a nurse who's hurled from her cabin by the force of the explosion. Her ribs are shattered, her face bloodied. But somehow, she surfaces. In the darkness, among oil-slicked waves, she hears the screams of others and swims toward them. For the next day and a half, she helps tend the wounded on a piece of floating wreckage, bandaging the injured, comforting the dying, until rescue arrives. She is the only nurse to survive. The attack sends shockwaves through Australia. The Centaur was a hospital ship, protected under the Geneva Convention, clearly marked and brightly lit. Japan had been notified of her status. Her coordinates had been shared. There was no ambiguity. And yet, she was targeted. Newspapers call it murder. The government calls it a war crime. Across the country, outrage simmers into grief, then into fury. If even the healers aren't safe, then what rules are left in war? The Japanese military denies responsibility. For decades, survivors live with unanswered questions. Why the Centaur? Why target a ship with no weapons, no soldiers, and no threat? The wreck, still undiscovered, becomes both a mystery and a symbol of national mourning. Bodies were never recovered. Families never found closure. Then, in 2009, after 66 years of silence, the ship is found. 2 kilometers beneath the sea, upright and astonishingly intact, her rusted hull still bears the red cross. There are no signs she was disguised, no camouflage, no excuse. The torpedo had struck a vessel exactly as it appeared, a floating sanctuary. Divers place a plaque near the bow, a small gesture for a wound that never fully healed. Today, the AHS Centaur lies silently on the ocean floor, her decks covered in silt, her hospital beds empty. But her story lives on, in the hearts of those who remember, and in the ghostly echo of that night when mercy itself was sunk. In war, some crimes go unpunished, but some truths never fade. Thank you for listening to Last Post History. Subscribe for more true stories from the world at war.